Leave God out of it. I feel compelled to deliver a brief rant today. And I'm also going to post this video on the day that I'm recording it, which I don't usually do. And in fact, I'm posting it a little bit earlier than usual. I've noticed that once again I've been banging on about religion again lately. But as I responded to someone in the comments who asked me why I keep talking about religion if I don't even believe in God, well, it's the gift that keeps on giving. And when I see something like this, it's difficult to remain silent. At the time of recording this video, the US election has been happening. At the time of posting, I think most of the polls have probably already closed. This, though, came across my Facebook feed. Of course it did. And I couldn't hold my tongue. Take a close look. This right here demonstrates the problem. This is the war with people on both sides praying to the same God, although they might not even agree about that, of course. Both praying for victory. If I believed in God, at this point I'd actually feel a bit sorry for the old fella. You see what I have to deal with? I hear him saying. I don't care where this came from, which side of politics, whether it's a Republican or a Democrat who originally posted this. Whichever side prays this identifies the other side as willful workers of wickedness. Lovely alliteration, by the way. They want their people to be placed in the high places of government and influence. What's a God to do indeed? Of course, the words are deliberately left vague and evasive, although everyone who actually prays this will have some very specific people in mind. If the polls are roughly correct, about half the people who vote will be counting Trump among the willful workers of wickedness, and the other half will think of Kamala Harris. So, what's a God to do? For me, this underlies the real problem in the US at the moment, and it's not at its basis political. People are just too damn religious. They actually think some divine being is guiding them. Both sides do, of course, and guiding them in opposite directions. They think that things like government and elections actually have something to do with an invisible divine power, with some kind of divine plan. You remember that president, that little-known president, what was his name again? Oh yeah, Abraham Lincoln. You remember those lines from the Gettysburg Address? Government of the people, by the people, for the people. Remember that? There are actually 5 extant copies of that speech, each named for the person who first received them. In 3 of those copies, Lincoln includes the words, under God. But what I believe to be the first and second drafts don't include these words. And one of these was probably the speech that was actually delivered on the day. Under God was added to the later copies. So I suggest that you focus on the words government of the people, by the people, for the people. Not government by God or for God, but by and for the people. The people decide. The people govern themselves. Do I have to educate you about your own constitution? God is not once mentioned in the US Constitution. Not once. Nowhere. And this, people, the Constitution, represents the supreme law of the United States of America. Though I might wish that you also wouldn't treat that with religious reverence, with fundamentalist zeal, something that seems to run in your blood. The words, "In God we trust," were first used on your currency in 1864. Yes, during the Civil War. Because, of course, God was on the Union side, wasn't he? In the Confederacy's draft constitution, they actually included a reference to God. They invoked the favour and guidance of Almighty God. But your own constitution does not do that. So leave God out of it. Whoever wins, they will, of course, thank God that he answered their prayers. The other side will what? admit that God didn't answer their prayers, couldn't answer their prayers, maybe because, Satan, or maybe did answer their prayers, but, mysteriously. God didn't answer either of your prayers. Whatever the outcome of this election, that is your choice. It's on you, not God, not Satan, you.